What's up, duelists? I'm Ashton, and welcome to another Testing Tuesday, where every Tuesday I check out one of Yu-Gi-Oh's many different decks and archetypes, give you a little bit about how the deck works, show you some replay duels, and then give some final thoughts at the end. This week, we are going to be showing off ABC Therion. ABC Therion is an interesting deck that tries to utilize Union monsters, A. Assault Core, B. Buster Drake, and C. Crush Wyvern, in order to gain advantage and go into ABC Dragon Buster, the boss monster. It also uses the Therion engine along with the Galaxy Soldier engine in order to try to get more negates on the board and get a just generally stronger board. Let's go over some of the cards here in the deck, let you know how they work, and then we'll show you some of the duels. Let's talk about the main ABC engine here. We have A. Assault Core, B. Buster Drake, and C. Crush Wyvern. A, B, C. Easy, right? Each of these cards has the same effect where if it's equipped to a monster as a Union monster, it can then special summon itself out onto the field for free. All of them are light machines, so they work really well with some of the other cards in the deck, but each one has a different effect when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, and it does not matter if it is sent there as a monster or as a Union equipped card. So, A. Assault Core, whenever it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add another Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. B. Buster Drake, the best of the three, is going to be able to grab you any Union monster from your deck to your hand. And then C. Crush Wyvern, definitely the worst one, but still really good, is going to let you special summon one Union monster from your hand. These are the main pieces. You need all three of these on the field or in the graveyard in some fashion so that you can then banish them to go into ABC Dragon Buster, which I will go over in just a moment. We also play 2 Union Driver. This is a bit of a brick inside this deck. You really do not want to see this in its opening hand because you can't even normal summon it. It's a level 5. You would have to tribute summon it. But what it's really good for is that it can be equipped to one of your monsters, and then it can banish itself to equip a level 4 or lower appropriate Union monster from your deck to the monster that this card was equipped to. So, for example, if I have a B Buster Drake on the field, and I'm able to somehow get Union Driver equipped to B Buster Drake, then I can banish the Union Driver and be able to put on A. Assault Core or C. Crush Wyvern directly from the deck. Equipped, I can special summon it out and then do my combos. But you might be thinking, well, what's the point of that? Isn't that just adding an extra step? We're going to get there. Next up, for more of the main ABC engine, we are playing 3 Union Hanger. This card is incredible. As soon as it's activated, you can add a light machine Union monster from your deck to their hand. So any one of these light machine Union monsters that we play. In addition, if a light machine Union monster is normal or special summon, you can target that monster, equip an appropriate light machine Union monster with a different name from your deck to that monster, but the Union monster you equipped cannot be special summoned this turn. So we are going to use Union Driver off of that second effect to be able to put onto one of our other monsters so we can banish the Union Driver and get the other piece that we're missing, and then can special summon it. Because if we were to just have, like, say, a B Buster Drake on the field, use the second effect of Union Hanger, we would be able to put an A. Assault Core, C. Crush Wyvern onto it as an equipped card, but it would not be able to special summon itself out, and then it's not as good. But with Union Driver, we don't want to special summon it out in the first place. We're just going to go ahead and banish it so we can get one of these other cards that will be able to special summon itself out because they will not be under the restriction. Lastly, for the ABC engine, we are playing Unauthorized Reactivation. You can target a machine monster you control, equip a machine Union from hand or deck to that monster, but again, it can't be special summoned this turn, so we're going to usually get Union Driver. We do want 2 in here because sometimes you draw 1 and then your hand's kind of dead. And sometimes you do need 2. 2 does come up, so 2 just seems like the perfect number. Now for the Therion cards, we play 3 Therion King Regulus. This card is just absolutely insane. If you've never read King Regulus before, you can target a Therion monster or machine in the graveyard. Key right there, a machine. All of these cards are machines. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, equip that monster to this card, so it can even get some of our equipped cards going. So, for example, if we have a B Buster Drake in the graveyard, we can special summon the Therion King Regulus by equipping the B Buster Drake to it, and then special summon the B Buster Drake. So it's kind of insane. On top of that, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, send a Therion monster card from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, negate that effect. So it's basically just a free negate for this deck, which is why Therion King Regulus is so good. Continuing on with the Therion Engine, we play 3 Therion Disco Coliseum. When it's activated, you add a Therion monster from deck to your hand, so you can just get the Therion King Regulus that way. The other effects don't come up as much, but there is battle protection here, and there is ways to recycle your Therions if you happen to need to, but we're mainly just going to use this to search the Therion King Regulus. Go ahead and knock these 2 out. We also are playing 1 Terraforming and 1 Set Rotation for the exact sole purpose of trying to see our field spells a little bit faster. Lastly, we are playing 3 Galaxy Soldier. It's just an amazing engine piece. It goes so well with this deck. You can just pitch any light monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon itself, and then it can go find another, which can do the same thing, which will allow you to instantly get 2 level 5s onto the field, so you can go into some of our rank 5 package that we'll go over in just a minute. Lastly, all the other slots can just be hand trapped. So we are playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Nibiru, and then 3 Infinite Impermanence, and that's the full deck. This deck basically just wants to keep getting advantage by having these equips onto the field, using their effects, special summon themselves out, get a bunch of negates onto the board, and keep advantage that way. Now, for our boss monsters, most of those are going to be in the extra deck. We're going to start with the big boy himself, ABC Dragon Buster. You must special summon him from the extra deck by banishing the above cards you control and or from the graveyard. So our goal is going to be to put them all on the field and banish them, or put them all in the graveyard and banish them. Once per turn, you can quick effect, discard a card, target a card on the field, and then banish it. So it's good, really good removal. And then also during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, target 3 of your banished Light Machine Union monsters with different names, which are the A Assault Core, B Buster Drake, and C Crush Wyvern, and then special summon themselves. Now, this becomes really useful whenever we deal with some Appaloosa plays that we'll deal with in a minute. We're going to play Zeus because we do play an XC's package. We're going to go ahead and play 1 Abyss Dweller, which is just really good with this deck because sometimes you do end up with 2 of the Union monsters onto the field and you don't have much to do with them. And then we play a Infinitrack River Stormer. This is mainly to get to our Therion King Regulus because it is searchable. And then lastly, we play a Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity for our Galaxy Soldier package. Lastly, we have a bunch of links. Access Code Talker, Appaloosa, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, IP Masquerena, Cross Sheep, Barricade, Board Blocker, and then Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget's really good in this deck because it gives you a free special summon of a level 4 lower machine monster. So it is essential to have in this deck. So that's the full list and explanation. Let's show you some of the replays. Let's go ahead and get into game 1 against Generator, which did just recently get some new support. Let's see how it goes. Our hand is Unauthorized Reactivation, Therion King Regulus, Effect Veiler, Union Hanger, and Terraforming. It is my turn first, so I'm going to start out with this Terraforming and get the Therion Disco Coliseum because we already have the Union Hanger in hand anyway. We're going to activate the Therion Disco Coliseum, kind of baiting an Ash here or anything so that we need this Union Hanger to go through or else our hand is kind of dead. So we're baiting an Ash with this Disco Coliseum. We're going to grab the Therion King Regulus, which will come up now that we have 2, as if you have one of them on the field, you can pitch one from hand in order to be able to negate things, which just leaves you a body on field, which can be nice. We are then going to go ahead and activate Union Hanger, adding the B Buster Drake to our hand. We're going to go ahead and normal summon the B Buster Drake, activate Union Hanger to grab Union Driver and equip it to the B Buster Drake. Union Driver's effect is going to activate to banish itself, and we're going to get the A Assault Core equipped to the B Buster Drake, and then we are going to activate its effect to special summon it. We're going to link those 2 off into the Platinum Gadget Boy. B Buster Drake is going to activate and Gravis Chainlink 1 because we absolutely want that to go through. That is the best card in our deck. We want to get any Union monster from our deck to our hand, so we want that to be chain blocked. And then Chainlink 2 will be the A Assault Core, which will target the B Buster Drake to put it back into our hand, but the effect still goes through. We're going to grab C Crush Wyvern off of the B Buster Drake. And then with Platinum Gadget, we're going to special summon the C Crush Wyvern from our hand. We will then activate Unauthorized Reactivation, equipping B Buster Drake directly from the deck onto C Crush Wyvern. We will then activate Therion King Regulus, targeting the A Assault Core, special summoning the Regulus, and then putting A Assault Core equipped to it, and then use this effect to bring it onto the field. We can see how this board is starting to form here. We will link all of those off into an IP Masquerena. B Buster Drake will activate, so will A Assault Core, and C Crush Wyvern. Crush Wyvern will special summon the B Buster Drake. We will grab B Buster Drake to our hand, and then we will also get B Buster Drake from the deck. As we see, we keep pulling B Buster Drakes here because it's just the best card in the deck. We are going to then banish A, B, and C to be able to get our ABC Dragon Buster. Now, they do have the Kaiju here, which is a little bit unfortunate, so we don't actually get to get any value off of this ABC Dragon Buster. But on that note, we still have materials enough here, so I'm going to go ahead and activate IP Masquerena. And using all of the materials on the field, I'm going to go into an Appaloosa. They're going to terraforming, and that's when they get their generator stuff. And this is when we see this deck really shine. We're going to Regulus here on the generator. We don't want them to get any advantage. Then they're going to Kuji-Kiri Curse, which I've actually never seen this card before. You can send a level 9 monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. Pretty good. They're going to normal summon a Lopter. They're going to go to end phase and pass turn. Not much going on there. They're going to activate Generator Boss Stage, and we're just going to Ash Blossom. I mean, we drew into it, so it works. But even if we didn't have the Ash Blossom, we do have the Therion King Regulus who can still bounce himself now that it's a new turn. So that wasn't going through regardless. In main phase 1, we're going to normal summon B Buster Drake, activate the field spell, get Union Driver, banish it, and now we see these plays going crazy. We're going to get the A Assault Core out, and then we see our opponent surrender, seeing the writing on the wall. You can see how once we built the board, the opponent just kind of had to work through it and add on to hand traps on top of that. I mean, we still had this Effect Veiler just sitting here in our hand waiting to be activated if we ever got to turn 4 here. So it's pretty crazy. All right, this is game 2 versus Hero, which I think is going to be a pretty good matchup for this deck. We open Effect Veiler, Unauthorized Reactivation, B Buster Drake, Union Driver, there's the 1 brick in our hand, and then A Assault Core. In main phase 1, we're going to normal summon the B Buster Drake, and then Unauthorized Reactivation, we're going to get the Union Driver, which is why we play 2. Union Driver gets C Crush Wyvern because we already have A Assault Core in hand. Crush Wyvern effect, we will go ahead and special summon it. Link off into Platinum Gadget. Then we'll do our chain links. Remember, B Buster Drake needs to be chain link 1, C Crush Wyvern chain link 2. Crush Wyvern will get out our A Assault Core, we'll get B Buster Drake to our hand. Platinum Gadget will get our B Buster Drake out onto the field. And then we're going to just go into an IP Masquerena. Remember, again, chain link 1 Buster Drake, chain link 2 Assault Core. We're going to get our B Buster Drake back, grab another C Crush Wyvern. Then we can have enough materials so we can banish ABC to get ABC Dragon Buster. And so now we basically have a guaranteed 2 material Appaloosa, which is 2 monster negates, plus ABC Dragon Buster. Our opponent is going to use a Hero Lives, paying half their life points to bring out Stratos. Stratos effect will activate, but we're just going to Effect Veiler that right now. We have enough on board that I feel like we can handle this hero player, whatever they're going to have next, especially if they're already triggering off a Hero Lives. I feel like Stratos is definitely something I want to Veiler. They're gonna Vision Hero Ferris. They're gonna pitch Vision Hero Vion to get it out, and then they're gonna get the Vision Hero increase in the spell and trap zone. They're gonna do the hero plays, but we're going to go ahead and ABC Dragon Buster, discarding the Crush Wyvern and banishing the Vision Hero increase, which sort of empties their board. They're going to set 1 card. We're going to IP Masquerena here, get a Nightmare Phoenix. We're going to discard a card. We're going to bounce that set card. They don't have any plays left over. We get the dub. All right, for our last match, we are playing against Dragon Maid, and I want to show this one off because it kind of shows you what this deck can do when it can't. By that, I mean, look at the hand here. Imperm, Soldier, Nibiru, Effect Veiler, Soldier. No ABC pieces, no Therion pieces. What in the world am I supposed to do with this hand? Let's find out. I got a Galaxy Soldier. It's basically the only play. What, I'm going to normal summon Effect Veiler? Galaxy Soldier, pitch Galaxy Soldier, get another Galaxy Soldier. They're going to draw on Lockbird. That's fine. We don't have enough cards in hand to actually make that relevant anyway. The opponent doesn't know that, but hey. We're going to Galaxy Soldier. I'm going to pitch the Nibiru because I don't know what my opponent's playing, and I feel like Veiler is just more powerful. So we're going to go into Cyber Dragon Nova, go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then pass the turn with a set infinite and permanent. So we do have ways to stop our opponent, but we're very dependent on our next draw. Our opponent uses Imperm on the Cyber Dragon Infinity. We have to activate its effect so that we can at least keep its attack point value to negate it, but we're effectively, this Infinity is basically just a 2500 vanilla at this point. They are going to pitch for 1/1 Dragon Maid Ernest to be able to get their level 1, which is going to be a Black Middle Dragon. Link that off into their Striker Dragon, and then they're going to get Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and this thing was a terror against me. I have to effect Valor this, and thankfully, they don't have much going on after that, but they can clear the Cyber Dragon Infinity because Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is 2800. It's huge. We draw, and it's infinite impermanence. Okay, let's hope they just don't have much. They're going to try to Darkness Metal Dragon again, so we're going to negate it, and they're just going to beat us for 2800. Next turn, we're going to draw Therion Disco Coliseum. Okay, we can actually get plays going. These are machine monsters, so we can actually equip them to the Therion King Regulus. Cool, let's just activate it, and they have that. Unfortunate. So we have to pass turn once again, and just hope they have nothing. Red Eyes Darkness again. We have the last and final Imperm, our last hope. They do just dome us for another 28, and Terraforming would do it. We can just get our ABC pieces now. We're going to activate Terraforming, get Union Hanger. We can come back from this. And then they do Dragon Maid Tidying. Target a dragon monster you control and a card your opponent controls or in the grave. Turn them to the hand. We cannot activate Union Hanger after that. Very unfortunate. We have to pass the turn. Tidying, they special summon, they get a card out. They're just going to do a bunch of combos. Long story short, 3500 gets put on the field, and we take the L there. But what I think was really interesting about that game is that with the way the deck is built, I did have enough to where I bought myself a few turns, and I did get cards which would have got me back into the game. It just so happens that they also had stuff to prevent me from being able to do things. So it was an interesting back and forth that was definitely doable if they just didn't happen to have certain cards, but that's the way the game is. It was very interesting to see. And that's the deck. So I had a lot of fun testing this deck, actually. I think it has a lot of cool stuff going on. I think the boards it can make are pretty cool. I think ABC Dragon Buster is just a really cool card. I always remember watching Pyramid of Light, the movie, and seeing Kaiba go to Pegasus's place and play the XYZ cards, and I always thought that was really cool, but obviously in the real life, XYZ is kind of bad. So when ABC came out and it was actually like good, like it was really interesting and fun, and I think this deck is pretty fun as well. I think the main problem I have with this deck is there is a lot of dependency. If you have a certain many of the hands that you can get, if your opponent has like any interruption at all, more often than I like, that hand just dies, and I think that is kind of a problem. It doesn't have as many extenders as I would hope, and also some of these engine cards, I wish all three of the ABCs could actually sort of start their own combo line by themselves, kind of be like one card starters, but they really are dependent on 2+ cards that quite often, with just the way the cards are, sometimes you just don't have enough to play past the interruptions. And so I think that's the main problem with the deck, but I do think it's very fun. I think the Therion engine gives this deck a whole lot, because being able to discard off of Regulus, being able to equip stuff onto Regulus, and then they can special summon themselves out, it is insane. I would not be upset if you decided to run this deck, whether that be a Master Duel, in YG Omega I'm playing now, or at locals or regionals or whatever. I'm not sure it's going to take you all the way to the top, but I think it would be a great time. But let me know what you think about ABC. Have you played it before? Do you like it? Does this video make you more interested in ABC, or are you going to try it out? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you like the content I've been putting out so far, please hit the subscribe button. I've been doing this for almost 4 months now, and I am just having a blast, and I can't wait to keep doing more content for you guys. Keep in mind, if you have any decks or archetypes that you think I would enjoy or that you want to see on Testing Tuesday, make sure to drop them down in the comment section below as well. I'd love to hear your suggestions. And with that, that's going to conclude this episode. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.